Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Troy over here at Willamette Valley Harley-Davidson in Eugene, Oregon. I'm coming to you with my top 10 steps for winterizing your motorcycle so that you can make sure that your bike is nice and healthy when you're ready to ride in spring. Step one is going to be changing all of your oils. Now this is engine oil, primary, transmission, and your brake fluid if you haven't had it done in the last 2 years. So your engine oil is under constant combustion at all times. When that motor's going, you're getting carbon buildup, you're getting combustion from the engine, overheat, it's breaking down that oil. That oil can start to look like this in as short as just a couple thousand miles. So we'll get a good look at that oil there and how broken down that is and black it is. Now that can happen in just a few thousand miles because of all that heat and everything that's in your motor. Now, by changing your engine oil, you're getting all of those old detergents, all those old additives and everything out, and you're running your bike for a short period of time on some fresh oil before you store it that looks similar to like that, that's actually going to help protect all of those components, your inner bearing, all of that kind of stuff, especially on cold startups. That's when your motor really depends on that oil to circulate through quick. That's why the Screaming Eagle formula recently went from 20W50 to 15W50, is so that they can improve that cold startup and circulate that oil faster so that you don't get stuff like this, which is a cam chain tensioner that's starting to get worn down. You can have a primary tensioner in your primary compartment that starts to wear down like that. Your clutch plates being exposed to that bad oil and then just hopping on it and riding it in spring can burn your clutch up. And your piston and cylinders can start to kind of look like this, where you get that wear on the skirts because it's not being properly lubricated and getting enough time to actually go up and down in the piston and lubricate those. By changing all three of those oils out, you're basically setting yourself up for your motor to be stored properly, all of your internal parts to be lubricated correctly, as well as your brake fluid should be flushed every 2 years, even more often in a moist environment like here in Oregon. It's going to constantly be pulling moisture out of the atmosphere and just absorbing it into your brake fluid. What happens then? It starts to crystallize, it starts to build corrosion, and then your brakes end up not working. So super important to get this flushed out. So while we're at it, we're gonna bust some myths. First myth is I'm just gonna go out and start my bike every few weeks, run it for a couple minutes, and then shut it off. Short starts are not good for your engine. Your engine needs to get up to normal operating temperature to help burn off all of that condensation that's in the oil. When you're riding your bike and your bike's hot, you're burning all of that condensation out of your cases. When you do short starts, you're never actually burning any of that condensation, and it actually helps build that condensation with your oil pump, trying to pick any oil up, and it picks up that water, and then it builds foam. Myth busted. All right, so maintaining the health of your bike. Now, using a maintainer such as one of these will help maintain the health of your battery while it's sitting there in storage. Now, these are smart enough that they're going to pick up the pulse of the battery, the voltage of the battery, and figure out when it's depleting and then kick on, and then once they charge up, they're gonna kick back off. So myth number 2 is I'm just going to use a trickle charger, the same one that I use on my car, because those are not designed to maintain a battery. Those are designed to charge a battery. So if you leave them on there continuously, they can overcharge a battery, leading to explosion, leading to a battery leaking, battery acid all over the place, which is corrosive. It is never a good idea to use a trickle charger on a motorcycle. You want to use a maintainer such as one of these. Myth busted. All right, number 3 is going to be knowing the pin for your bike and keeping a spare key fob battery before you store your bike. Next myth is that all dealerships use the same pin. All owners use the same pin. That is not true at all. During pre-delivery inspection, when they first initially set the bike up, before you buy it, even on a used bike, the dealerships will go in and put their own pin in there so that if they field any calls from a customer and they don't know their pin, they can try and help them out as much as they can. Now, customers will also change this pin, which can lead to you being locked out of your bike. So again, make sure that you check the pin on your bike, you know your pin, and you have an extra key fob battery so that you don't run into that situation. Myth busted. Step number 4 is checking your tire pressure before you put your bike up for storage. set it at the factory specification per your owner's manual, and monitor it every few weeks to see if you're losing a bunch of air pressure. A few pounds here and there, up and down, should be okay, but if you're losing 10, 12, 15 pounds, you need to check your bike for any leaks. And while you're filling up your tires, you want to make sure that you rotate your tires during the storage period. This could be every couple weeks, every few weeks, every other month, etc. But you want to make sure you're on a different section of that tire so you're not building any flat spots. If you have the ability or you have one of the jacks, get both of those tires up off the ground. That's the preferred way to store it. Step number 6 is going to be cleaning your bike and making sure that it is ready for storage with all of your paint, your leather, your chrome, any of that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that you clean your bike, dirtiest parts first. That's going to be the wheels, that's going to be the tires, the brakes. Use a brush or something designed to get in those small spaces like these kits right here. These can help you clean up those wheels, those spokes, get in between all the little tight-knit spaces where all that corrosion actually builds up. Then you're going to wash the entire bike. Then you're going to dry the entire bike, whether it be with microfiber towels or an air dryer. Anything you can do to get as much moisture off of that bike. Again, we want to get all of the moisture off so that we don't build corrosion. Making sure that you prep that chrome, that paint, and that leather. You can use any of these kind of protectant right here to be able to put on the paint, protect it long-term for storage. You can use bare metal polish. You can also utilize chrome polish and shine. And you can utilize leather protectant. These will help put a coating on there to keep corrosion at bay during the storage periods. Next myth is I just wash it and throw a tarp over it. Now the reason that you don't want to do that is because, again, we are trying to prevent any corrosion from building underneath by keeping as much moisture out as possible. Now this comes down to simply covering a bike with plastic. You want to avoid plastic. You want to use an actual breathable cover like the ones that we sell here at Harley-Davidson. These will help you minimize how much moisture is between your bike and that cover during the storage period, helping to avoid any mold or corrosion that can build up between the bike and that cover. Taking a rag or a plastic bag and a rubber band, anything you can do to put it inside there to keep any critters, mice, vermin, anything like that out from setting up shop inside there for the winter time. You also want to be careful of where you're storing your bike at. You don't want to have it next to any fertilizers or chemicals or anything like that that's going to have anything in the air that can set onto that paint and cause damage. Myth busted. Number 2 is putting fuel stabilizer into your fuel system for the storage. You want to take some of this fuel stabilizer, like any kind of ethanol guard like this that we sell at Harley-Davidson. It's also a full system fuel stabilizer. You want to run it through your bike for a few short seconds before you put it into storage. With this and a full tank of fuel, you're going to keep all of those internal components lubricated, keep any rubber components from drying out. The next myth is going to be I keep my fuel tank empty of fuel so that it doesn't go bad. Now this is not a good idea because what that does is every rubber internal component in your fuel tank is now set to atmosphere. So you're going to start getting cracking, you're going to start getting drying out of components. You want to make sure that you keep your tank full of fuel with additive in it and run it on that additive for a few seconds before you store it so that all of those internal components stay lubricated and stay soft like they should, so that when it comes springtime, you can start your bike right up and ride. Myth busted. All right, so follow these simple steps and your bike is gonna be ready to go come wintertime, ready for you to hop on and go take it for a ride. If this sounds like a lot of stuff and you don't necessarily want to tackle it, we can help you down here at the dealership. We've got winterization packages all set and pre-formed for you. Give us a call, come see me, Troy, come see Moses down here at the service department, and we can get you taken care of.